Hello, check-in.
Jadi mai mang pertanian ni.
Jadi baik kali.
Hello. Check.
Hello. Sri Ganesh Bhagwan ki jai. Sri Guru Paramatma ki jai. My dear devotees, friends, relatives and well-wishers, for all of us who are here, everybody has just arrived, and you will understand the prompt and early arrival means that we should complete our service and give every individual who has come to attend it the right and opportunity to come and view the body. For this reason, to fulfill the purpose that you are here, I invite you all that you may come and view the body. I'll give you half an hour, and after that I'll begin with the ceremony. So if you all come, take our opportunity and view in an orderly manner so that we'll be able to follow up the service.
Do this first? Yeah. You want to say something? Oh, yes. All right, let's open like that. Now, come. You are dressing the body. The single is a final dressing before she goes home. If she don't have to see me, she will not dress. If you were here, she will have to come now and put the black mark in her forehead, the finger in her forehead, and then use your hand to knock it out. So you are not here, you have to be in your body normally, and then you may have to knock it a single. No, you put him. Just like the day he first day. Yeah, on the first day to the hip, you can back. Get something to
So ladies and gentlemen, you'll observe that you have the first the whole form of this ritual is to give the departed through the body a decent send-off. And just on the day of her marriage, the final thing was done, the sindor was placed upon her forehead before she left her parents' home. The lady husband will give her final send-off in that manner. The sindor complete her attire. Then that she leaves, she must be fully attired, wearing her sindor as she goes to her destiny.
drop your hands down.
Drop the ends down. If you have a drop down, right?
He would put it and then I'll go fix it, right?
It's the back here.
I
I go do that. Yeah. That Tony
Let's get it on the middle of the forest. On top.
Yeah. Drop it. Provide down. Provide down. Drop it in the yeah, I'm not doing
all you well-watchers, well-wishers, you are now welcome to come and have a view. And we ask everybody to come up so that we don't have any delay and we'll be able to finish our ritual in ample time.
All the years that we've been traveling on the road, deep. So what we do, when we enter anything, we have permission to do. And then we magnify bunch of data.
What's mama? Watch. What's mama? What's mama? Mama, good boy. You see? What's
You are older than she? You older than she? You older than she? No, anytime you're older than she, you come like a father. No,
On hearing this news, the mothers became very excited, but Bert eased their minds by telling them of the Lord's benefit. After the news was spread throughout the city of Jerusalem, man, woman, and child ran out in grief from the city and they went off without them.
Not everyone ought to reach the marriage life of everybody is big and you have one consolation. For my duty as a married person, wife, children, At this point, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul, associated with this family from the early days of my spiritual practice as a pundit.
and I have been serving as family in different pieces of the family spread. From the family outside that I was brought in here, and until this day, I am still with this family. Today, I am 86 years of age. I was initiated as a convict at the age of 17. I started my practice at the age of 35, when I was self-sufficient, and I didn't have worry to think about where I get his food or what. I was dedicated to serve the community until this day I still do. So today's present ceremony I am here in this house, in which I am associated for the longest while. I'm not going to count years, but I am going to begin this ceremony and ask wherever you are, let us all concentrate on Lord Vishnu, who is the presiding deity of Krishna. This is called the anti-isti sanskar. A sanskar is a purification rite that is performed by individual for different purposes. This body, when it was alive and moving around, it was engaged in all forms of activity, put it in two. Those which is prohibited and those not prohibited. By performing this rite today, we wash out all the negativity in her life and make her pure to present it to God in the form of life. For this reason, Vishnu is all present, and this will run for 1 year. We start off the day, and the 13th day we will perform the shaving ceremony. In the first fortnight, we perform the first fortnight, which is the first 15 days, and then the second fortnight for 1 month, the third fortnight for 1.5 months, the fourth fortnight for 2 months. Then we go to 3 months, 4 months, 5. We go to 5.5 months, then we go to 6 months, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 months. On the 11.5 months, before the 11.5 months is passed, we will arrange to the 1 year mandala or fifth ceremony. On that day we perform a fifth ceremony, and that is called the Panchamaha Yajna, in which we form 5 yajnas in one. For the departed and the family and everybody to set them pure and free. So I now begin invoking Bhagavan Vishnu on this day, which is the 6th day in the dark 40th day. Today is the 5th day in the right fortnight in the month of Paush called Sukhanfuneral. The season is called Shishir. We get some hot suns and then we get some rain, sometimes we get some drizzles, but we get weather in between. The sun is moving from the northern transit into the southern transit, and within the past next 3 months it will reach returning back from the northern southern transit when it gets to the east, and then the Hindu New Year begins from there. So on this auspicious day, I ask you to join together with me as we go Bhagavan Vishnu. Om Yam Brahma Varuna Indra Rudra Maruta Sunmanti Vidyasavai Vedai Sangha Patramo Upanishadai Gayanti Yam Samaka Dhyanavastita Tattvatina Manasa Pashyantyam Yogino Yasyantanna Vijo Surasuraganā Devāya Tasmai Om Vishnu 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 Hari Om Tatsat Purana Purushottamaya Adya Brahmano Anani Pitya Parādhi Shri Sritabhāra Kalpi Vaivasvat Manvantari Ashtam Vishati Kami Kali Yuge Kali Pratham Charane जन्मोदते भारतवर्षे भारतखंडे आर्यवर्तैकदेशे पुण्यक्षेत्रे वर्तमान संवत्सरे श्री पौषमासे श्री शुक्लपक्षे श्री पंचमी तिथि श्री सोमवारे शुभयोग चंद्रमा श्री उत्तरा भाद्रपद नक्षत्र श्री मीन राशि स्थिति श्री सूर्य श्री शिशिर ऋतु रवि उत्तर अयने दक्षिणे कोले then you all may take your name Shubhanam Karta Asya you may mention your name and then you make a wish to Lord Vishnu on behalf of the departed that the day we send her home his soul goes on its travel. So we make this wish. Sarvaduritupasamanatha Sakalamanorata Siddhyatha Sharirarogyakamya Dhan Dhanya Balpusti Santati Labhata Stuti Smriti Puramokha Prapyatham Samasya Vidatha Sri Sadhakasya name Sri Madhoorie Namasya Sri Sadhakasya Sri Antyesi Karma Samatam Karishe Patriyapi Patishavata Pitan Bhava Om Bhava Kiripi Iti Sri Sankalpam Very good. I think that's wonderful. Mix it with the ring finger and put a nice decanter on it for a month. Right?
So I could go ahead. Okay, you lift the head from what are you comfortable? One on the side and you put that on. Hold it there. Om Shri. Pratham Pinda. Om Shatvika Nakshatra. Very good. Now lift up your right hand and put one in your right hand. It's easier to what you did. Particularly in your right. Put one in your right hand. Right hand. Right one. Om Shri Pindanam. Put one on the next hand, left hand. Om Shri Pindanam. On the side of the leg, between the knee and the hip. It is the Chauthi Pindadanam. It is the Pancham Pindadanam, Yatito Upatistatam. Okay, now light this piano. Light this piano here from mouth. Light it here. Om Deepa Jyotir Param Brahma, Deepa Jyotir Janardana, Deepo Bharatu Me Papam, Sandhya Deepo Namostuti. Om Yamdwari from head to foot. Yamdwari Mahabhori Andhari Tamasapiti, Tatvalukanathyaya Deepo Yandava Upatisatam 3 times. Om Disi Padanam Markam. Follow. Touch it, hold his hand. Go right from and come back to the same spot now. Om Shri Yamdwari Mahabhori Andhari Tamasapiti, Tatvalukanathyaya Deepo Yandava Upatisatam. Om Shri Mata Kasya Shri Sadhakasya Shri Deepadanam Yatitava Upatisatam. Yamdwari Mahabhori Andhari Tamasapiti, Tatvalukanathyaya Deepo Yandava Upatisatam. 3 times. 3 times. That's it. 3, that is all past, present and future. Good. Hold that in your hand. Get separate to her, your mother. Good. She has done everything. She has made a big sacrifice. But everybody here has lived one family. Right? And the manner in which she controlled herself, she created that respect from everybody, young and old in the family, and kept the family together. Good. We are grateful for that. I, as the Pandit in the home, am very happy for her discipline in the manner in which she keeps her home. So we are all for that. Om Mantrahina Priyavinam Bhakti-hina Janadanam Yat Purikarmayadiva Pariputtam Tadastami Papokaham Papakarmaham
मातात्मकापसंभव राहिमान् पुनरिकाश सर्वपापहरो भव अस्सतोमा सत्कमय जन्मसोमा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय शांति 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 हरि ओम तत्सत् महाप्रकृत्य नवकृत्य प्रवचनयामः on this time, and everybody else should know I invite the other members of the family, nieces, nephews, aunts, mausi, pua. Oleh kerana itu oleh parti ada sponsor, boleh kita terangkat kepada mereka. Kepada nanti oleh kerja, oleh berfoya. Oleh nama si sister-in-law, Sandra. Di parti ini ada cuti. The daughters and the sons-in-law, by offering weaving this life with a prayer, there is something special in our life which brought us together. And today we become a member of the family. When we offer this life, we feed that the fire will burn torches and destroy it into water or into ashes. So it is whatever we had in the past or previous birth which brought us together, we'll put an end to that. We don't know her anything, and she does not owe us anything. She is now free to go. We pray. Om Yandwari Mahagori Amritari Tamasapiti Satpaluka Nathaya Ipoyam Tava Upatishatan Gandham Dhamana Devisya Deva Deva Dayanti Om Disi Gandham. Very good. I'll let everybody offer here. Yeah. Good. Let everybody take it.
Yeah.
Make it a little pass that through. Bow. Right. And you could eat it. Very good. Done this. Om Yandwari Mahagori Andakari Tamasapiti Tatparukanathaya Ipoyam Tava Upatishatan Om Sri Mukhagotasya Amukhasangatasya Dipadanam Diyati Tava Upatishatan Asantari. Good. And all the feet. Okay, so but it easily takes to spread all over. Yeah. Gandham Dhamana Devisya Deva Deva Dayanti Tvameva Jagatam Nathas Tvameva Jagatam Prabho. Om Sri Pushpanjalim Mayakiyati Tava Upatishtatam Iti Bhukam Gandham Siddhipadanam Yandwari Mahagori Andakari Tamasapiti Tatparukanathaya Ipoyam Tava Upatishtatam Siddhipadanam. Deepadana Devaratana. This is Deepadana. Good? Good? You don't want to bring me this on. There's something going on a long time since many words to be passed today to cut it out. You don't owe me anything I don't produce today. Within our life have so many different things we can do. That you know said Karina. Om Iti Gandam Sishumanam Yatmanasya Kartahasya Sriyamukanahasya Sipritasya Siddhisatam Yatitava Upatishtatam Yamvari Mahagori Andhikaritam Prapiti Sakalukana Ayati Koyam Tava Upatishtatam Siddhisatam Om SookhanFuneral Srikartahasya Sriamtanahasya Sitarakasya Iti Siddhipadam Yati Tava Upatishtatam Yamvari Mahagori Andhikaritam Samiti Takarukana Ayati Koyam Tava Upatishtatam. Om Deepajotir Param Brahma Deepajotir Janardana Deepo Haritumi Papam Sanya Deepo Namostute Om Yam Dvari Mahagori Andhikaritam Prapiti Takalukana Deepo Yam Tava Upatishtatam Sri Gandham Galanari Vishya Devi Vadayani Swami Vadayatan Nathas Swami Vadayatan Prabhu. I feel like many of us we forget to mask. We sit down after a walk with it. Yeah. Om Dipam Bodhipam Yani Kani Chapani Janantarikitanī Ca Tāni Tāni Vinashyanti Pradakshina Pati Pati. Meditationen på Meditationen. Om Mati Yoga Sidipam Ajam Karati Sanjana Ayoti Sanjana Dipam Dharma Devote Devote Iyakaha. Om Sriyam Dvari Madhoorie Anandari Kamasanti Sattvarupati Payana Iti Pradhanam Ikandam Om Bhaya Siddhi Pradhanam Dipajyotirparam Brahmadipajyotirjanam Diko Bhagatu Nipapam Sanjayiko Namochate Om Bodhipaya. Om Sriyam Dvari Madhoorie Anandari Kamasanti Sattvarupati Ayati Shava Om Sri.
Lauren, jag har
I love for prayer to the Lord in the form of a person. The prayer dedicated on behalf of the departed. Muji apni sharan mein le all upon Lord Shiva. मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम ले लो राम मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम लोचन मन में जगे न हो तो लोचन मन में जगे न हो तो युगल चरण में ले लो राम मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम जीवन के जाल बिछाया रचने माया नाचन छाया जीवन देख जाल बिछाया रचने माया नाचन छाया चिंता मेरी कभी मिटेगी चिंता मेरी कभी मिटेगी जब चिंतन मेरे राम मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम तुमने लाखों पापी हारी मेरे भाई बाजी हारी तुमने लाखों पापी हारी मेरे भाई बाजी हारी मेरे पास न पुण्य की होगी मेरे पास न पुण्य की कुंडली पद पूजन में ले लो राम मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम राम इस जीवन में रोन तुमको राम इस जीवन में मिलो न तुमको मुझे मरने ले लो राम मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम मुझे अपनी शरण में ले लो राम। And this other bhajan, the Pratima Shruti Jai Sansan. What we are witnessing here with our eyes, what has happened to this family probably a week or so ago, we all expect to go through the same cycle in life. This is a part of life that we have to learn to accept. Even when the time comes and the Pandit has to go through the same cycle, he himself finds himself in a situation where he will grieve. But Lord Krishna has advised us we should not grieve for the dead. They have performed their duty and the time has come to follow. We have to follow the cycle and see that all that wherever one has heard, we should make correction in our own lives and be good examples in this world. So life shall always be better for us. Here it is. Ek din chhuti jaye sansar. 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 Jinki lakh pal deeparat hai. जाओ हाथ पसार जाओ हाथ पसार एक दिन छूटी जाए संसार I pause and I'll continue again. This last line is जाओ हाथ पसार. The significance of but while we have life and existence in our body and we was in that state of consciousness, everything belongs to us. The children belong to us. The house belongs to us. Everything is mine. But today, if we take a look at the we have nothing to hold us. Because facing the reality of the time, nothing belongs to us in this world. Our duty is to work. It is God who gets his work done. We are tools in the hands of the Lord. He gets all his work and his yoga maya. By the power of his illusion, he keeps us moving in order to get things done in this world. We don't realize that. We think it is I who have done it. For this reason we pray to the good Lord. Ek din chhuti jaye sansar. Ek din chhuti jaye sansar. Ek din chhuti jaye sansar. Veda Purana Grantha Bahu Piti Par. Veda Purana Grantha Bahu Piti Par. कोई नहीं पावत पार कोई नहीं पावत पार एक दिन छूटी जाए संसार एक दिन छूटी जाए संसार भवसागर में जीवन नैया भवसागर में जीवन नैया राम लगावे पार राम लगावे पार एक दिन छूटी जाए संसार एक दिन छूटी जाए संसार. Everything is in the hands of God. It is the hands that he will take us across. These are our karma and God and claim everything to us. But now that the body is soul is leaving his body, and is doing what does the soul need to take? Is the question we should all ask ourselves. At the time of death, what does that Atma take? It takes nothing. इतना तू करना स्वामी जब प्राण तन से निकले इतना करना स्वामी जब प्राण तन से निकले गोविंद नाम लेकर इतना तू करना स्वामी Let's press it up. Aku yang boleh long time. यज्ञेन यज्ञमय जंत देवास तानि धर्माणि प्रथमनाथं एकनाथमहिमानस चिन्तयत्र पूर्वे साधः सन्ति देवा. Alright, hi, all you come around this side here. You bring your cake out. Good to see you. At the end of every prayer, if we can chant even one meaningful word, verse from the Bhagavad Gita, the listeners benefit immensely. I'll make some quotation for the peacefulness of the soul as the soul departs its body. I asked a simple question just now, that when the soul leaves this body, what does it feel? But while we live in this body, what we supposed to do? And what are the things that we supposed to, knowledge that we supposed to have? So Bhagavad Gita, as we pray, Om Gita Sugita Kartavya Timanaisa Saditsare Yasvayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padmadvinisita Bharitam Rata Sarvasvam Vishnu Bhakvadinisvitam Gita Gangodakam Pitva Punarjanmana Vidyase Sarva Upnishado Gavo Dogda Gopala Nandana Patho Vatsa Sudhi Bhokta Dogdam Gita Amritam Mahat Om Sri Paramatmane Namaha Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Surisham Vishwadharam Gagana Satrisham Megavaranam Shubhandam Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Virjana Gamyam Vande Vishnum Bhavabhaitharanam Sarvalokaikanathanam Om Tvameva Mahakanta Pita Tvameva Tvameva bandhuscha sakha tvameva, Tvameva vidya savinam tvameva, Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I will quote from chapter 15, beginning with Bhagavan Vacha. The good Lord speaks to Arjuna, and the good Lord says in Sanskrit, Idam shariram kaunteya chitam ityabhidhiyate etadyo viktitam prabhu chitragya ititatvidaha. The Lord says here to Arjuna, O Arjuna, this body, and addresses Arjuna as Kaunteya, who is the son of Kunti. This body, O Kaunteya, this one or that one, he's gone to the kshetra, he's gone to the field, he's gone to the garden, he's gone to the estate. Similarly, this human body is called the kshetra, or it is field. And the one who knows this body is called the kshetragya by the sages of ancient India. Kshetragya is the one who knows. It's like you have a big estate, people from the village will come to work, and they will go back home to their barracks, and they will come back the next day to work. But you have a nice big house, a big mansion, and you have a man who dwells in that house, and he's called the overseer. He is the one who knows the field. The overseer of this body is the one who knows this body. He knows the origin of this body, and he knows everything. And he tells Arjuna, O Arjuna, I am the Kshetragya, I am the knower of this body, I know everything. In the second verse it says here, Kshetragyam chapi mam buddhi sarva kshetreshu bharata cheta chetagya yagyonam yatajnanam mamaha. And the Lord says here to Arjuna, and know me, O Arjuna, as the Kshetragya in all kshetras. I am the knower of the field, I know of the body, every individual in this world. Whatever category of living being you belong to, there is something called the knower of the field, and he is the one who knows that, and that is the Paramatma, that is the Bhagavan Sri Krishna, who dwells in the body of all living beings. That is God who is here, there, and everywhere. He's already manifested here. Then why should he go to manifest on it again? He don't run competition himself. When he has different type of work to do, he put on a different type of energy into his body, and he gets his work, and that is the energy which he calls Maya, which we call illusion. So know me as a Kshetragya in all kshetras, O Bharata. The knowledge of kshetra and the Kshetragya is deemed by me as true knowledge. By this we have an understanding what we're supposed to learn, what we're supposed to find out, what we're supposed to inquire, and what we're supposed to discuss. I will just stretch it. So now that we know that the Lord manifested in His body, we know that we belong to Him and He belongs to us. Therefore we owe an obligation to that Lord. It is He, meaning body, who energizes the organs of this body to function, and so functioning in His body, He gets all type of works in this world to be done. So, the abode of that being is a place we call Vaikuntha, and that is where we all come from, Vaikuntha, in oneness with the Lord. And that is what we have to aspire in this world, now to go back home where we come from. We are lost. We are lost.
We don't know where we are. So we don't know how to find ourselves in the right place. Anyhow we go, we bounce what is happening. We bounce a wall called detour. So we are turning back all the time to start afresh. But turning back to Bhagavan, Krishna, he tells us, you can find me, I am not difficult to find. And he talks about something you call passion. What is passion? Passion is a compound word. The child have a love for a passion for chocolate. That man have a passion for his household and his family. That one have a passion for his friends and passion for climbing. But this passion, it becomes so nourished and so powerful that that passion or that love for something, we become attached to it. And that is the attachment we call addiction. And when we become addicted to that particular point, then we forget everything that we have to do in this world. And we could never find ourselves in the right track. And that is where most of us have found ourselves into. Sometimes we have to abandon. She had to abandon everything now to go because the master called her. But she had performed her duty. From the time that her serving his family, and from one member of the family to the other, this family had kept themselves free. And the children all humbled themselves to make themselves a man. So while I must commend you for your good behavior, your discipline and good conduct, I ask you now to search your own self and find means of improving on your lifestyle. So in order to destroy this passion or this attachment, the good Lord said, Narupa masteha tatopalabhyati nantona cha alkimna cha sampravishtaha asvattamenam suvirutta moolam asanga sastrena dithena chittva. It is form, or the form of this attachment is not yet perceived as such. Neither its end, nor its origin, nor its existence. And having cut asunder this form, root is Ashwatha. Now this Ashwatha is, we know what is the Ashwatha. We know what is the people tree. People say, be careful, don't plant it too close to the house because it will throw very big branches and it is not good to cut the tree. And when the tree grows up and matured, then you cover the tree, it will spread root in all directions and root up the own house too. So what happens with the attachment? When a young man is attached, what happens? The food that you have to cook in the stove, you have to hide the stove. Or the gas that you have to light to cook the food for the man to eat over the gas, to hide over the gas and all too. And that happens in everybody's home because of attachment or some delinquent one in the house. So we have to get a strong axe. Right? So you have to use passion as the enemy and destroy that passion with dispassion. And that destruction of the passion, we use our word for dispassion and we say vairagya. Right? So from the field being chitra and in order to see chitra here, now in order to identify the problems in life, then we have to use a very sharp weapon to destroy the obstacles and remove it. Even the Lord Ganesh, he walks with an axe to clear the obstacles in his path. And in the part of the devotees, that they shall aspire without obstruction. So this, however rooted a tree may be, it can be felled with an axe. Non-attachment is the axe to cut down the tree of samsara. The sharper this weapon, the quicker is the result obtained. Vairagya or non-attachment or complete dispassion is the benign outcome of this. It is a criterion for being blessed with the spiritual eye. The spectacle of the universe undergoes a dramatic change when this cognition of the mind gives place to the intuition of the supermind. An example is quoted here, the silkworm. It gets engaged in the cocoon, spun by its own self. And similarly, the worldly man gets entangled in the meshes of his own desires. Our problem comes from our desires. Wherever people have desires, they can never be comfortable, they can never be happy. As long as the desire is not fulfilled, then they begin to get angry. And that state of anger, the slightest little discussion or ask a question, he becomes angry and ready, become violent. And that is what causes a lot of people today in deep trouble because they have desires which they cannot achieve. Be contented with life as it is. Start a small project and expand it into a big empire, and you will see. So when the silkworm develops into a butterfly, it breaks up into its nest and comes out to enjoy the light and the air outside. Similarly, when the man is in bondage, cuts asunder his attachment to this Maya or the illusion, which is the power of the law by which he gets his whole work done in the universe. He is able to behold Brahma. Brahma is the unmanifest divinity, God without a form. Then how do we reach there? Tata padam paripada margativyam yasmin gataha na vivalchanta pujaha tameva chat arjan purusham prapadde yata pravikti prasita purani. The Lord says it to Arjuna again, then Arjuna, that goal should be sought for. Find out where you come from and try to get back there. And when you make a next start, then you decide where you want to go. You never been to Port of Spain, you go to the shop in the roadside. You sit down in a taxi and you want to go to town and the man doesn't know where the Port of Spain. You don't know if the man going to Maya Road or if he's going to Point 14. So we shall try to seek, meditate where we originated from, where we come from before we are here today. We were all saints and sages in the past, but we failed in one, a duty to serve God in the righteous honor, and as such, falling short in our duty. Then we lost our track. We have to continue the cycle of rebirth and go from one body to another. So then what we have to do? You want your children to go straight, some parents have to walk with a stick, sometimes they have to beat the wife, in order that when he goes to work and the wife wants to take care of the children. My neighbor used to call up and say, hey, you want the man to come this evening and pull out that belt for you? I hear the man tell you to tell Suraj to do this, tell Krishna to do that, tell Bhanda to do that, and look at the time now, the man will come in the room just now. So now my mother had to get busy now and make me do all what we had to do, and we had to hustle and get it done because we don't want my mother to get it. But the right parents will train the children. You have to be disciplined, you have to follow the right course, and if you follow that right course, then there's no doubt you will be success in the end. Right? So, for and we are satisfied with our own self, see to it. No matter who is your family and who is not your family. Be a little time. Create a little friendship with those little ones and get them closer to you and lead them to the path of righteousness. You don't have to put on a cloak and duty to be a priest. You could be a priest in your own right. So what is the medicine now to get back to there? What is the type of discipline? One should be free from pride. Aham bhav we call that. Egoism. One should be free from delusion. We have to make sure that this is the right thing we are watching, this is the right thing we are seeing, this is the right opportunity for me. And with the evil of attachment conquered, and ever dwelling in the self, where did I come from? I know this body, I know this feet, I know here, I know there, but one thing I don't know where I come from. I don't know yesterday, and I don't know yesterday, and I know my past birth, and I know nothing. How would I know tomorrow, and how would I know the future? In this manner, with one's desires being completely still, and becoming liberated from the pairs of opposites. Don't worry, let it take its course. Everybody perform your duty step by step till you reach the goal. And this pairs of opposite known as pleasure and pain, etc. Even the house and wife and all to become part of the pairs of opposites. The house and the land, the bank book and the cash, the debt and the existence, all these fall under the pairs of opposite, but we find ourselves attached to the wrong path and therefore we know. And identifying this, the undeluded one, the intelligent one, the wise one, he reaches that spiritual goal. He reaches to the oneness with the God. Therefore, where is that goal? Where the sun illuminates not, nor the moon of fire, that is my supreme abode origin. Arjuna, that is where you belong to, and there you have to aim to go back. And if you follow the line of discipline and good conduct, and live a sinless life in this world, ever pure, you will be able to reach that goal. And easily, you discipline. Everybody is entitled to that. So meanwhile, I'm going to close off my last words here, and I will suggest for somebody in the family. So my part is the spiritual part, and then I bring back the physical part to the family. So, so Arjuna, you don't have to worry about when you see somebody going up and say, no, I don't go in those bodies. If you want me, I am a temple. You'll find me on the concrete, inside of that. Come meet me there, bow to me, talk to me, and I will answer your prayer for you. That is the place to go. When you are outside in the field, then you have to perform your duty. So here, the discourse says, Arjuna, Mamaiva Ansa Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. An eternal portion of myself, O Arjuna, having been becoming the Jiva or the life principle in this world of living beings. I am that health, and when I am leaving this body, attracts the senses, I take with it the senses of perception, the eyes with which we see, we learn, the ears with which we hear, we learn, the tongue with which we taste, we learn, the skin with which we have, we feel and we learn, and all this knowledge that we take up in experience, that is what goes with the soul. If we do good, we carry good, and if we not good, what we do? We are going in the lambs. That's it. That is why we have to say our prayers, and we have to purify this body before we put it into the sacred fire. So I think I try to be brief, and I think I make it simple, that it will get into the mind of everybody. Don't confuse yourself about what to do and what not to do. make sure that you are not doing anything sinful and that you are showing, if you cannot love somebody like yourself, then you cannot love your own self. Watch out that tendency. So with that, I'll ask anybody who would like to see something about Eulogy. Yes. Yeah, let's go.
Where'd you go to? Okay.
Come and say that. For the eulogy on the behalf of the departed, we have a relative here who make their contribution. As I went on, I conclude my puja. As you go to any house where puja is being done, the pandit must read something from the scriptures, and that was my katha. So I'll pass it on here now to the family.
Thank you, Baba. Sitaram, morning everyone. The story of Madhoorie Rosalind Sookhan. Our story today begins on Friday, 20th April 1956, when a beautiful baby girl named Madhoorie Rosalind was born to the Ramuta family. Now, this was no ordinary baby girl. She was extra special because she was the first for her parents and the first grandchild on her father's side of the family. A fact that she would later on in life never allow her siblings and cousins to forget. As stories would go, being the firstborn, Rosalind automatically took on the role of boss over her younger siblings when they came along. She set an example for them both academically and morally. She had a great love for plants and animals from a young age, habits that were to remain with her throughout her lifetime, as is evident from her pets that she cared for and for the plants that she tended to around her home. As Rosalind grew into adulthood, she proved how smart she was, as she successfully attained all her subjects at the St. Thomas Aquinas High School in San Fernando. The fact that she was smart is something that she never allowed her children to forget when they came along later along in life. As a result of her great ambition and success in education, she was able to secure a job as a postmistress, where she worked in Gasparilla, Tabaquite, Chaguanas, and Port of Spain areas. Being gainfully employed and having independence was not something that was common for young women back in those days, so Rosalind definitely stood out amongst her peers. Rosalind's younger sister Judy got married and had children before her. As a result, she now gained the title of favorite auntie because she used to spoil her nieces and nephews so much. When Rosalind decided that it was a time to find a mate, her tendency to take charge definitely emerged. She set her eyes on a tall, dark and handsome young man known by the name of Shaki, who used to frequent the bar across the road from her parents' home. Now, traditional stories tell us that the tall, dark and handsome guy takes the fair maiden away from her home, but not in this story. In this story, the opposite happened. Our fair maiden, Rosalind, took the tall, dark and handsome Shaki away from his parents' home. And that's how their love story began. Rosalind and Shaki went on to marry and eventually moved back to Limon Road, where they started their family and raised their three good-looking, intelligent and ambitious children, Camille, Christine and Adrian. The special girl in our story today had many special abilities. Among them was a recipe for a special purge soup she made for her children at least one Saturday for the month. Surely her children must have looked forward to those special Saturdays. She also has a special ability to know when her children were trying to hide things from her. Like when her daughter Christine used to throw the food she didn't like behind the bed. Or when her cousin used to teach her to play all fours without her permission. She also possessed the ability to give her children a special bowl haircut. Being the thrifty woman that she was, why waste money by the hairdresser when she could do an excellent job on her own? She also had the title of underwear specialist. Somehow she knew everyone's size to give us gifts for birthdays and Christmas. Rosalind also loved to eat. It's a good thing, though she loved to cook as well. She has a special sausage roll and coleslaw recipe that no one could match. Whenever there was a wake in the area, it was known that the cheese paste would be made by our girl Rosalind. She also had an extra special ability to remember dates and events that no one else could recall. Nobody needed Google once Rosalind was around. Her memory did fail her at the worst times though. Like when she got to the airport to check in for her flight, only to realize she had forgotten her passport. Rosalind loved to travel and to tell of many adventures while doing so. She was fortunate enough to have on many occasions with her family throughout her lifetime. One of her special abilities her husband Shaki enjoyed most was her ability to keep him entertained by talking to him. There was this one time that I'm sure he will always remember, when she talked for 9 hours straight on our flight from London to Trinidad. Now that's a special ability. After her second daughter Christine got married, Rosalind gained another son, Kevin, and 2 beautiful granddaughters, Isabella and Gabriella, to dote over. And to spoil. She loved her family with all her heart and possessed a special patience only her husband and children will ever understand. On Wednesday, 6 January 2021, God decided he needed the company of an extra special person. On that day, he chose our special girl Rosalind. Even though Auntie Rosalind will not be with us physically after today, our story does not end there. Her memory will always live in our hearts, in the hearts of everyone she came in contact with. She will be remembered as welcoming, loving, caring, wife, mother, mother-in-law, grandmother, sister, sister-in-law, cousin, aunt, neighbor, and friend. She may be gone from our sight, but never from our hearts. Those we love never truly leave us because there are things death cannot touch. Thank you all for your time.
I'll ask one person from the public among the public to speak for everyone. And you will give it also and you like her. Lady Martin. Everything open. Good one. Together.
Around everybody. This document that I have here is only 18 pages long, 666 words count. Most of us know that loss is a part of life, but that doesn't make it any easier. The passing of loved ones often takes a toll on those left behind, and at times it can feel like grief is never ending. However, Shaki, Camille, Adrian, Christine, and Kevin have demonstrated great strength and courageous thus far. It is written, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted." My brothers and sisters, we do not want you to be uninformed about those who sleep in death, so that you do not grieve like the rest of mankind who have no hope. For we believe that Jesus died and rose again, and so we believe that Jesus will bring Rosalind, who has fallen asleep in him, across the great fields, fixed gulf to paradise. Sinners die, believers sleep. Not to repeat some of the things that first speaker talked about, but something very important. Kevin always boasts that he has the best mother-in-law in the world. So she would cook all the foods that he liked that are unavailable at Wingwa, Domino's, Buso, Burger King. For him, it was home away from home. Shaki has even intimated that he loved when Kevin visited because he enjoyed the best food, the best of Rosalind cuisine. Kevin would even have a lunch specially packaged for his next day at work. Rosalind sincerely loved her 2 beautiful granddaughters, Izzy and Gabby. For each time they visited their grandmother, they were showered with gifts, and as a rule of thumb, she would Skype them daily. She also bragged about Izzy and Gabby's complexion and beauty inherent of her DNA. Chatterbox Gabby, unprecedented vocabulary of so many words before her second birthday, is definitely attributed to her grandmother, who enjoyed talking. I know you will all silently agree with me. And Shaki? It's okay for anyone to say, look who talking. Rosalind had often praised Trini, now Qatari-based Adrian, academia, a clone to his mother's ambition and brain. She spoke proudly of all the children's achievement. My nephew Miles' favorite on Twitter and WhatsApp was Auntie Madhoorie, better known as Rosalind. Do you all know the Sanskrit meaning of Madhoorie? Shaki will do the translation. My wife has lost a very good friend, not only for the delicious fruitcake and tasty sorrel at Christmas, but also the major league gossip chats. They shared a sisterly relationship. Whenever cherries blossom in Tabaki, can you imagine that Rosalind would casually say, Shaki, climb the cherry tree and pick cherries for Vidya. Rosalind came from a caring and sharing home, never visited barehanded, or as the old adage, hand swinging, a very respectable and humble woman who assertively furnished her perspectives during discussions and responses to posts on social media, prefaced with not only that. The memories of Rosalind's people-oriented values will be indelibly etched into many, if not all, our hearts. Rosalind's life manifests and defines the authenticity of a Sookhan. What is visible to us is temporal. What we cannot see is invisible. And what is invisible is eternal. That's the state Rosalind has now acquired. We are of the flesh, so we will not want to see her. We will want to see her. But remember, we walk by faith and not by sight. We must believe that life does not end at physical death. Therefore, we believe Rosalind has now found her new identity and is liberated from the limitations of space, time, matter, through realization of the immortal absolute. I think Rosalind would prefer us to harbor memories of her usual happy and joyful personality, rather than to be in a somber mood. On behalf of the Sookhan's family, I want to thank every one of you for coming out over the past days and sharing your stories, your laughs and memories of the good times we all had with Rosalind. And for this, she will be well pleased and very proud. To the entire Sookhan's family and friends, you are in our thoughts and prayers. I thank you.
Thanks both of you speakers who have made your contribution. And at this time we would like to conclude our ritual at home and prepare ourselves for the cremation ground. So I ask now that we
tell everybody who are the view and the come.
the idea for the flowers and so on, right? And so that we can do. Anything ready?
If anybody comes, if you interview everybody, you can come.
So I'll give you a final opportunity to view the body. Those of you who can wait and would like to come forward, you're welcome. And at the same time, we will be able to prepare to leave. You have to expect us to leave on the road. You have to expect us to contrary driving on the road, and last while we are on the road driving, that you may all use your hazard light and let us follow. We will all reach on time.
As we go, that's the video. I'm going to show our results.
We'll pass through Flanagan, Caparo, Churchwood, Chopanga, and then we swing off into to get through Castle Field. And we get back on the old road into Orange Field Road, and then we get into Waterloo. We can now get out Thank you.
disappointed. You do the right thing.
Just I pass you just on you have to know what here we go.
Right? You have to no one can touch them.
I do the final thing and you go here.
Right?
Okay, one carry in the box.
All the rest.
Does he think? Up there, up there.
But